Hello everybody and welcome back to another wonderful episode of Guapish. As always, I'm your host and quizmaster, Tanner. And today I am joined by the number one sexual dynamo of the podcast, Nico.
Howdy folks and happy Arbor Day to ya. I hope you enjoy eating a conifer or whatever this holiday is about.
Eating a conifer? Also joining us is our number one sexual dinosaur, Jackson.
What's up? I'm the oldest of the group, I'm the hottest of the group, and I'd be fucking the most bitches in the group.
Dude, I think every single one of those things is true. And finally joining us, the number one sexual diaspora, Dylan.
Dude, you weren't supposed to tell him I'm a diaspora, that's a secret.
Oops. As I'm sure everyone at home probably guessed, we're doing a sex ed quiz today.
Not gonna lie, man, I wasn't expecting this. I'm looking forward to it, though. I like sex.
I don't know if that's how that works, but I'm ready, I guess.
Question 1, where's the clitoris?
Dude, that may just be a question later.
Oh no.
Who's to say?
You.
As usual, we got 5 categories of 10 questions each, pity points, final question, blah blah blah. Our categories are going to be anatomy, reproduction, women, STDs, and miscellaneous.
Why don't you have a men category?
That one would be too easy for you.
That's what you think.
Kicking it off with our first category, anatomy. Question 1. What you got down there, big boys? Nico?
How specific do you want me to be? Like, I got a penis, got some testicles. Is there anything?
Penis is acceptable.
Alright, there we go.
Congratulations, that's 1 point for Nico. Question 2. What is the proper term for ball sack? Nico?
Scrotum.
That is correct. Scrotum. Question 3. Where is sperm stored before Nico?
The testicles.
Incorrect.
What?
I'll finish the question. Where is sperm stored before ejaculation? Does Dylan or Jackson want to buzz in here?
I would if I knew.
Dude, it's the urethra.
Yeah, it's just
Incorrect.
it's just in there blocked up.
Okay. Nico, do you want to give another guess?
Yeah, let's go with it's stored in... Shit, what are them little fucking things called? It's in them pipes. What is it? What are those bad boys called? It's not the
Vocal
labia
cords?
majora.
Google
That's a
the
woman
answer
thing.
faster, man.
I'm gonna go with Dylan already said urethra. The testicle tubes.
That's also incorrect. We're gonna move on. The answer was the epididymis.
Oh, I remember that
Damn.
word.
I feel like we're gonna hear that sentence a couple more times.
You're probably right.
Question 4. What tube carries pee and cum out of the body? Dylan?
Dude, it's the urethra.
That is correct.
Let's fucking go.
He Googled that. He had to have Googled it.
I said it last question. Shut up, you little bitch.
Bro continues to be immune to yes-anding. Question 5. What gland is known as the male G-spot? Nico?
The prostate.
Correct.
What?
That's a gland?
That's a gland. That's exactly what I was saying. That's a gland.
It's called the prostate gland.
I only ever hear it called the prostate, personally.
Yeah.
That's also, but also the thing that you said about it. What?
Or the P zone.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you didn't know that part, Dylan?
No.
That's why being gay is so hip.
What?
Mhm.
Oh, wait, I get it.
Question 6. What is the tube that connects the uterus to the outside of the body? Nico?
Dude, I wasn't expecting any women questions here. I kind of just buzzed in for the laughs, I guess, here. Let's say it's the fucking labia majora.
Incorrect. Dylan?
This sucks. I got 2 answers and I don't know which one's right. I'm gonna say the vaginal canal.
I think I'll count that one. I was looking for vagina, but yeah, I think that's probably correct.
Oh,
okay.
the vagina. I've heard that one.
Dude, I think I've heard of that before.
Question 7. How many holes do women have down there? Nico?
2.
Incorrect.
What?
Jackson?
3.
Correct.
Damn it.
Okay, question 8. What organ releases the eggs? Nico?
The ovary.
Correct.
I didn't know that. I just buzzed in.
If it wasn't the ovary, I was gonna have no idea.
Dude, I should have made an alternate version of this quiz where all of the answers are wrong.
Yeah.
That'd be very funny.
Question 9. What tube connects the ovaries to the uterus? Nico?
Is it the labia majora?
No. Dylan?
I believe this is the fallopian tubes?
Correct.
Hell yeah, let's go.
Nice one, nice one. A final question of the anatomy category. Where is the hymen? Nico?
That's like fucking, it's like in there. It's like, I don't know how to like specify this is where it's located. It's just like in the vagina.
I am gonna need something a bit more descriptive than that. Dylan, do you have an answer?
I don't know if I've ever had to define this before, but isn't it just like the membrane between like the cervix and the vagina that, yeah, I guess I'll just leave it at that.
No, that's incorrect.
Damn.
Jackson, do you know where the hymen is?
No.
Okay. Nico, do you want to try giving me a slightly more specific answer?
Not really. 'Cause I don't know how
Okay.
much more specific I can get.
What I'm looking for is it's kind of just right there at the opening.
Okay.
Like, I was looking for more of a description of how deep in there it is.
Gotcha.
Oh, I was too deep. Damn, that's unfortunate.
It's just right there,
That's not what I remember.
Okay, pity point question number 1. This one's going to Jackson.
No way.
You have 30 seconds to name as many sex organs as you can. Ready, start.
Thigh,
No, what? Never mind.
vagina, penis, balls, anus, breasts, nipples, armpit.
Does the cloaca count?
Jesus.
I'm thinking of mouth.
Okay, that's
on.
30 seconds there. I think only 2 of those were actual sex organs.
Dude, I was really spitballing there. What? Were you talking about like going deep in there and like the specifics of like the inside of it?
I was kind of expecting you to it was really a test to see if you had been paying attention to the last 10 questions.
Yeah.
I just didn't know how broad the definition we were looking at here was. Clearly, it was not very broad.
I imagine we were focusing on the reproductive system, never mind.
Would you have counted cloaca?
What the fuck is a cloaca?
I guess I didn't specify that. Well, even in animals that have cloacas, they're not used for sex, so I guess no, I wouldn't.
But they're a sex organ, come on.
I don't know if they are.
You have not seen enough Bowser Rule 34, my man.
Oh my god.
I don't know.
Alright, moving on to our second category, reproduction. Question 1. How long can sperm live inside a woman? Nico?
It's like longer than you'd expect. Let's say like 2 days.
Dylan?
I'm gonna go 36 hours.
Okay. And Jackson.
I don't know, 5 hours.
Okay, Nico was the closest. The answer is 5 days.
Like I said, longer than you'd expect, even me.
I had the right number. I should get a point.
Well, I don't know about that. Question 2. Where do eggs typically get fertilized? Nico?
In the uterus.
Incorrect.
Damn.
Dylan?
Is this the fallopian tubes again?
Correct.
Hell yeah. I'm 2 for 2 on that shit. Let's go.
Dylan is the master of fallopian tubes.
Hell, I don't have any
Question
children.
3. About how many sperm cells are in one cum shot? Dylan?
How specific on a number? Like, can I just give a ballpark?
I have a pretty broad range here, but, if you don't get inside that range, I'll go whoever gets closest.
Dude, it's like it's a larger number than you'd think. It's like that other question. I'm gonna say like 3 million.
Jackson?
2.99 million.
Fuck you, Jackson.
And Nico.
I'm going even bigger than them. I'm saying like 50 million.
The answer is 100 to 300 million. So
Oh my God.
Nico gets it.
I even prefaced with it's bigger than you think it would be, and I still didn't. I fucking.
It's always how it goes, man. You gotta think bigger with the body.
So I almost said something in the trillions, and I was like, that can't be right.
Question 4. On average, how long is the menstrual cycle? Nico?
Like 4 days.
Incorrect. Dylan?
6 days?
Incorrect.
Damn.
Jackson?
It's like just under a month, like 28.
Correct. 28 days.
Oh, you're
Wait,
talking about
am
like the
I-
whole cycle, not just
Yeah, we were talking about the menstrual cycle.
Whoops.
A fair mistake to make, I guess, though.
I guess.
Question 5. How long is the average human pregnancy? Nico?
the average human. 9 months.
Correct.
So. Dude, I hit the buzzer and it just didn't register. That's bullshit.
Buzzer beater.
I will.
Question 6. What is the surgery where you extract the baby through the abdomen? Nico?
C-section.
Correct.
I wasn't sure if you were going to accept that answer, so I hesitated, and now I feel stupid.
Nico, what is C-section short for?
Cervix section.
Jackson, I'll give you a point if you know what C-section is short for.
It's the C tummy section.
How about you, Dylan?
The circumferential section.
No, it's a cesarean section.
I'm assuming that's some anatomy shit or whatever.
C-section is my favorite item in Binding of Isaac.
I mean, it appears to be named after, like, Caesar, as in, like, Julius Caesar. Maybe he famously was delivered this way or something?
Well, I was gonna say, wasn't there like a famous history figure that was like cut out of the womb or something?
I'm assuming that's what it's named for, which is a fun name. We should have more surgeries named that way. Alright, next question. What does the placenta do? Dylan?
Doesn't it like protect the baby from like illnesses and like toxins or some shit?
Not quite the answer I'm looking for. Nico?
Damn.
Doesn't it just like provide the baby with like nutrients and hormones and shit?
That's close enough. I said nutrients and oxygen, so
Okay,
I'd say
there
that counts.
Valid.
Alright, next up. What is the percentage chance of pregnancy at peak ovulation? Dylan?
Dude, I know it's not that high, so I'm gonna go like 22%.
Okay, I'll do whoever gets closest. Jackson?
23%.
Jackson, you motherfucker.
I'll go on the other side and say 21%.
Jackson gets it. It's 30%.
This
What?
fucking sucks. I don't want to go first on these anymore. I can't get mad.
I'm a fucking animal.
Yeah, you are an animal.
Okay, next one. How many chromosomes are in an egg or sperm cell? Dylan?
20. No, wait. 16.
Incorrect.
Fuck.
Who's gonna go next? Nico?
I guess I'll take the bullet here. Like 20.
Incorrect. Jackson?
21.
You piece of shit. Fuck you.
Jackson is correct. The answer was 23.
You
God damn, I was gonna say
motherfucker.
22. I fucking second guessed myself. Damn it!
I think on those ones, I'm gonna start doing like blind answer submissions.
Why is that? This is my only way of winning.
Okay, this is the last one of the reproduction section. What is the name of a fertilized egg cell before it? Nico?
I'm throwing it out there. Zygote.
Correct!
Yeah.
I think I was thinking of the phase after that, unfortunately.
Dude, he was thinking of the blastula.
I was thinking of baby.
embryo, but what?
Okay, next pity point question. This one's going to Dylan.
There's no way. That guy loves sex.
I do, but I haven't had it in a while, so maybe that's why I'm losing.
Your pity point question, I'm looking for a number here. If you get it exactly right, you'll get 5 points, and then the further away you are, the less points you get.
Gotcha.
So, how heavy is the average newborn?
Average newborn. I'm gonna go with 6.2.
I was thinking about there too.
That's pretty damn close. I was looking for 7.5. I think I'm gonna go ahead and I'll give you 4 points on that one.
Dude, I'll fucking take it. I ain't complaining.
Okay, section 3, women.
We're fucked.
First question.
Fallopian tubes.
At what age do women get their first period on average? Jackson?
13.
I forgot I wanted to, have you guys submit, anonymous answers.
Am I right?
It's fine. He answered first this time. So.
Guys, DM me your answers.
God damn it. The shoe's on the other foot now, Tanner. Just let it roll.
To be fair, even though the shoe is on the other foot, it's basically a 50-50 for you,
But now we
Dylan.
know what Jackson said.
True.
Right. But maybe I paused myself correctly, and whatever. Okay, looks like, so Nico said 12, Dylan said 14, Jackson said 13. The answer is 12. Good job, Nico.
God damn. That
fucking
seems so
go.
young.
Improved nutrition in the first world, presumably.
Improved in quotation marks.
Next question. What's the major hormone in the menstrual cycle that... Nico?
Well, it sounded like there was more to that question, unfortunately. So I'm just gonna go ahead and say, fuck, I'm blanking on it right now. Shit, what's that normal woman hormone?
Morphine.
No, it does start with an A. It's like, fuck. Estrogen. No, it starts with an E. Estrogen.
Incorrect.
Fuck.
Dylan?
That was also my guess.
Do you want to venture a different one?
I don't know how many hormones women have. Quite frankly, I thought it was the only one they had uniquely.
No, they have another big one.
I
mean,
know, dude.
estrogen isn't even unique to them.
Oh,
Is it
shit.
not?
No.
Oh.
Yeah, Tanner's high in estrogen compared to testosterone.
They have it in much higher proportions than men, but I'm pretty sure all hormones are found in both men and women.
Oh. Well.
Anyway, it sounds like you don't have a guess, Dylan.
No.
Alright, Jackson, I'll finish the question for you. What's the major hormone in the menstrual cycle that isn't estrogen?
Is it testosterone?
Incorrect.
Rats.
Crazy.
Nico, do you want to try venturing another guess?
Progesterone.
Dude, I'm impressed that you came up with that one. Good
That
job.
was in the fucking video Jackson and I watched last week. There was words that women know that men don't or whatever.
Crazy.
That's
Fun
funny.
fact, it was in his Google search he did just minutes ago.
That's kind of what I was thinking, but...
Question 3. I'll have you guys just all DM me your answers.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
True or false? The hymen indicates if a woman is a virgin or not. Jackson and Nico are correct. It is false.
Hell yeah.
Dylan has dangerous beliefs, apparently.
I don't know how that works.
How you do?
I actually still don't. I don't know what that means.
The hymen only breaks if you're doing something horribly wrong.
What?
I guess he just doesn't even remember the question he was answering.
I remember the question. I don't know what that's supposed to mean.
I'm so confused, buddy. What
Me
did you
too.
think was going on?
Dude, I don't know. I don't know anything. I don't. This topic makes me uncomfortable. Let's move on.
Okay.
Tanner, what percentage of adult women who have had a bunch of sex still have their hymen?
Not quite. What is it called when the menstrual cycle stops completely? Nico?
Oh, thank God. Okay. You also didn't answer my question, you piece of shit. But it's fucking menopause.
Correct.
Oh,
I'm the quiz master here. I don't have to answer shit to you.
Okay.
Motherfucker.
damn.
Next question. What test screens for cervical cancer? Nico?
Fuck, I don't think I know this. Let's go with, a pap smear.
Correct.
Oh, that's it? What?
Good job, Nico.
That's crazy.
Interesting.
You're so progressive.
Jesus.
Okay, next question. How many eggs are women born with? DM me
I was
me
about
your
to
numbers.
say.
How many eggs are women born with? Okay, I guess. Yeah, okay, so Jackson said 99, Dylan said 0, and Nico said 50. I guess by sheer technicality, Jackson does get it. The answer is 1 to 2 million.
It's what?
1 to 2 million.
I'm
What?
a fucking animal.
What?
I'm a fucking animal. I know my shit, boys.
You said 90. You were like, you were much closer, yes, but you were like 99% off still. Like 99.99%
Who fucking
off
cares,
even.
baby? That's a
I
fucking
didn't-
point on the board.
I didn't think that's how that biology worked. I remembered it being very different.
You apparently remember it wrong. I feel like it's a well-known fact that women are born with all of their eggs they'll ever have.
Yeah, but like I thought that that they wouldn't like have that many of them. Like they only menstruate so many times in their life.
Yeah, like
Sure,
once a month.
but wait, yeah, even by your logic, what did you say? 50? 50 doesn't make sense because they do it
Yeah, for
once a month
yeah,
for like 40
I really
years.
biffed it there.
Guys, I don't know how any of this shit works.
Dylan, what do you what do you think he meant by eggs?
I knew what he meant. I just forgot how that process worked.
Oh, you thought they like developed them later?
Yeah, I assume he thought they like produce it like men produce sperm.
Gotcha.
I just remember some like fact of like they only like produce a certain amount of eggs that their reproductive system lasts for or something like that. That's vaguely what I remember.
I think you're wildly misremembering actually hearing that they are born with all the ones they'll ever have.
I 100% totally agree with everything you just said.
Question 7. What organ produces milk? Nico?
The breasts.
Incorrect.
Damn.
Jackson?
The mammary glands.
Correct.
Huh.
Wow, look at Mr. Sex over here.
What can I say? I'm a boob guy.
Okay, next question. During menopause, which hormone drops a lot? Nico?
Damn.
Was there gonna be more to that question or was that all of it?
That was all of it.
Let's say estrogen.
Correct.
Yay.
Damn it.
It was like, except estrogen again.
Ignoring that one that everyone would obviously guess. Question 9. What connects the uterus to the vagina? Dylan?
Oh, holy smokes, I got that one. Cervix?
Correct.
Let's fucking go.
I was really hoping he'd say fallopian tubes again.
I thought he was gonna say that as well.
Guys, I'm dumb, but I'm not that dumb. Come on.
Alright guys, final question of the woman category. You're going to be DMing me an answer here. What is the average age for women to start menopause?
Oh, fuck. Sure.
And it looks like Jackson got it correct by saying 50. The
Damn it.
answer is 51.
I was gonna say
Damn.
52, motherfucker! God damn it.
I'm the
L.
demon of the women's section.
Why didn't you then, Dylan? Why didn't you?
Because I do this thing constantly where I'm always second guessing my own answers.
Okay. Next pity point. This one's going to Dylan. Dylan, the number of points you receive will be based on how quickly you give the correct answer.
Oh no.
Pity point question. Is squirt pee?
Is what? What does...
Dylan, do you know what squirt is?
No.
He's wasting so much time.
It's a grapefruit soda, that's what it is.
Oh my god. Huh.
0
I just-
points.
Give me
I-
0 points and let's move on.
Yeah, I guess.
Well, don't just fucking tell me!
I mean, it's when women spray fluids out of themselves during sex.
Oh, I wouldn't have known that anyway. I would venture and say no.
The answer is yes.
That's fucking gross.
It's when they gush like a geyser.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's pretty common that they can't really keep urine in, especially during sex.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. That's disgusting.
What an interesting... I'm glad you got that pity point question, I guess, Dylan.
Thanks, I guess. I'm glad I could...
Next section, STDs.
Yes.
Question 1. What is a common nickname for gonorrhea? Nico?
The clap.
Correct.
You had that.
I did.
Okay.
I was expecting one of the
We're
questions
going to
to
be saying that a lot.
Yeah, I was expecting
actually.
one of these questions. The first question would be, what STD did I have?
Tanner, please rank all of the STDs you've had right now.
Yeah,
in
what was the
order.
least bad to most bad?
I'd say gonorrhea was the least bad. I guess I'll go syphilis second worst, just because like late stage syphilis is probably the worst of all of these, but I didn't hit that point, whereas early stage chlamydia was much more uncomfortable than early stage syphilis. Anyway, What is the most common STD? Nico?
Syphilis.
Incorrect.
Damn.
Jackson?
Herpes?
God fucking damn it. Fuck.
Incorrect.
Oh, that's not it? Oh, thank God.
Dylan?
Crabs.
Incorrect. Nico, do you want to give it another guess?
I don't know, like HPV.
Correct.
Yay.
I guess that would
Dude, I
make
got
sense. Did you guys have to get vaccines for that shit?
I think so.
Yeah.
No, I never took it.
Oh.
I took the HPV vaccine. It made me grow a fucking billion warts all over me.
Oh my
Oh.
God.
I've heard too many stories of the HPV vax giving people HPV, so...
Oh.
Yeah, it did that to me. It's pretty badass.
Next question. What does the H in HIV stand for? Nico?
I don't know why I buzzed in. Let's say hormone.
Incorrect.
Damn.
Jackson?
Human.
Correct.
It's just that easy.
Alright, moving on. Is herpes curable? Jackson?
Why didn't it?
Yes.
Incorrect. Nico?
Correct.
No.
Correct.
Thanks for taking that one for me, Jackson. I was gonna say yes.
Why wasn't that a true or
God
false?
damn it.
I don't know. I probably should have had you guys DM me answers on that one too.
Yeah,
Oh well.
yeah.
Question 5. What STD is caused by the bacteria Chlamydia tracheomatis? Nico?
Is it chlamydia?
Correct.
That's so that was so stupid. I figured that the answer couldn't be what was already in the All right.
Oh well. What STD can cause dementia if left untreated?
What?
One of them can do that?
Jackson?
Yeah, dude, it's gonorrhea.
Incorrect. Nico?
AIDS?
Incorrect.
Uh-oh.
Dylan?
Dude, what is... Dude, I don't remember what the other two said. Let's go with fucking syphilis.
Correct.
Wow.
Holy shit!
That's why they think that like ancient kings and shit were always going insane, because syphilis was so prevalent amongst like European aristocracy.
Oh.
I guess that checks out.
What STD is most common amongst 15 to 24-year-olds? Dylan?
Holy shit, how did I buzz in first? HIV.
Oh my god, no.
That would be fucking crazy.
I don't
That would be
fucking know.
so insane. Nico?
Herpes.
Incorrect.
Fuck.
Jackson?
HPV?
Incorrect. Dylan, do you want to give it another crack?
Dude, it's crabs.
No.
Damn.
Nico?
Like, herpes is the kissing disease, right?
I think you're thinking of mono.
Mono.
That's not an STD.
Damn
no.
it.
Jackson,
What?
do you want to give one last crack at this one?
Syphilis, I don't know.
Incorrect. It's chlamydia.
That's crazy.
Those crazy youngins, I don't understand them nowadays.
Anyway.
Which STD is nicknamed crabs? No one is buzzing in.
I was about to buzz in and say crabs.
Is that not, I don't
Jackson.
know the name.
Isn't it just lice?
Correct. Pubic lice.
Oh.
Oh.
That doesn't seem
Okay.
like an STD. That one shouldn't count.
I see. That's also what everyone says. They just kind of accept that it's classified as an STD just because it historically has been, even though it just like rationally isn't.
Huh.
Question 9. What STD is known for causing blisters? Jackson?
Herpes?
Correct. This might be the best Jackson has ever done on a quiz, dude. And by best, I just mean the most he's like been buzzing in and answering.
Yeah, he's killing it right now.
I'd have a really good chance when you're not one of the participants.
What about Nico?
Nico's
about
definitely a wall for me as well. It'd be a killer quiz if it was just Dylan and I 1v1.
That'd be very funny.
I'd still lose.
Yeah, that's what he's saying.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the last question of this section. What's the difference between HIV and AIDS?
I'm gonna assume you called out my name. I'm just gonna be dumb and say HIV comes before AIDS.
I mean, that is correct. I feel like that's not enough specificity for me to accept it, though.
That's fine. I gave it my best shot. I don't know how else to answer this.
Jackson?
It's just like time, like AIDS is just HIV that's just been left for a while?
That's basically my answer with a longer...
I'd say that's even less correct than Dylan,
Perhaps.
actually. Nico?
Let's say HIV is a virus, whereas AIDS is a disease.
I mean, that is correct. I'll give half a point to Nico and Dylan,
Let's
I guess.
go.
I was gonna say, the only thing I guess I could add to my answer is that I think HIV is, like, curable or something and AIDS isn't.
That's also kind of... You guys are making a lot of kind of true statements.
I don't know what other differences there are. I just know that HIV is the predecessor to
What
AIDS.
was the answer, Tanner?
Yeah, HIV is a virus that causes AIDS, which is... It's like a condition, not like a virus itself. AIDS just means your immune system is really weak.
I see.
Anyway, pity point question. This one is going to Dylan.
Let's go.
You got 30 seconds, Dylan. Name as many STDs as you can. Go.
Chlamydia, gonorrhea, crabs, herpes, syphilis, mono doesn't count. Fucking... HPV, HIV. Does AIDS count? I'm just gonna throw AIDS in there. No, AIDS is caused by HIV. That doesn't count.
Okay, time. Very good. I'm gonna give you a full 5 points for that one.
Let's fucking go.
I didn't count crabs, because I want the scientific name.
Ever since health class, I questioned, like, how a living organism can be a sexually transmitted disease, because that's more on the lines of parasitism, but whatever.
I mean, a lot of diseases are bacteria, so that's living things. Anyway...
You know, we keep throwing STDs around when the scientifically accepted term for it now is STIs.
I reject STI, which is why I used STD.
Okay.
Lol.
Final category, which is miscellaneous. This is anything that kind of has something to do with sex. Question 1. What year was the birth control pill invented? Jackson? Oh wait,
19...
DM me your answers.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Okay. So let's see. Dylan has said 1985. Jackson said 1980. And Nico said 1948.
What?
That's gonna go to Nico. The answer is 1960.
Let's go.
Holy shit.
Is
That's
it really
so
that
much
early?
earlier than I thought. God damn.
Yeah, I mean, you know, if you guys knew your history, you'd know that the 60s and 70s is when the quote-unquote sexual revolution happened, so...
I just figured that's when everybody was having unprotected sex. I didn't think that's when they were trying to find ways to make it
because
safe.
the birth control pill existed then.
That's crazy. I never made that correlation.
Question 2. What was the last state to legalize sodomy?
Question. Never
Nico?
mind.
Let's go with fucking Colorado.
Incorrect.
Damn.
Jackson?
Alabama.
Incorrect. Dylan?
Please don't roast me at the stake. What's sodomy?
Butt sex.
Incorrect.
Maine.
Incorrect. Nico, do you want to give it another shot?
Texas?
Correct.
Yay!
That's wild, quite frankly.
You know, I guess it does make sense.
Does it? Why does that? Never mind.
Question 3. What year was gay marriage legalized? Nico?
2016.
Shouldn't we be...
DM me your answers. Okay, so Dylan said 2014, Jackson said 2015, and Nico said 2016. Jackson gets it correct.
fucker.
It is 2015.
You sick fuck.
I'm a fucking manimal.
To be fair, Nico, I wasn't trying to play the system. I legitimately thought that was the year.
Every time I offer the, well, not every time, but most of the times when I offer numbers, you guys do just kind of end up price of writing each other anyways.
Yeah, well,
This is another one where you're going to DM me your answers.
okay.
What is the average age for Americans to first have sex? The average age for Americans to lose their virginity. Okay, so Jackson said 15, Dylan said 16, and Nico
way.
said 17.
Oh my god, how?
Nico gets it, it's 17.
Jesus. How do we keep doing this?
Let's go. Try and prices right me on that one, fuckers.
You guys are just that in sync somehow.
No, wait, that's not NSYNC. That's Backstreet Boys. Never mind.
Next question. What is the most popular day of the year for condom sales? Dylan?
There's only like, I guess there could be 3. I'm just gonna do the obvious one and say Valentine's Day.
Correct.
Let's go. It was either that.
I was gonna guess the day before Valentine's Day.
That's valid actually, but you know.
It's the men buying the condoms, so they wait till day of.
Yeah,
exactly.
they wait till last minute.
For some reason, I was expecting you to have us type those over to you, so I didn't bother buzzing in.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I was wondering why nobody else did. That was very funny.
Question 6. What is the Mile High Club? Nico?
So when you have
Damn
sex
it.
on airplane.
Correct.
I know that from a Nickelback song, except I didn't know what it meant till somebody explained it to me.
That's true of most things with you.
True.
Question 7. You're going to DM me answers on this one. What is the average speed of ejaculation? This is going to be in the units miles per hour. Okay. Nico said 30. Dylan said 40. And Jackson said the speed of light. Which is what it feels like. Congratulations, Nico. The answer
Damn
is
it.
28 miles per hour.
Nice.
I was gonna say 30. God, why do I do this to myself? Fuck!
The speed of light, Jackson? You'd fucking tear a hole through her if he did that.
How do you think Superman
Maybe
feels?
you guys are just weak shots, but I know what I'm spitting.
Okay,
Well, I did say
buddy.
the average. In fact, for this to be an average, for the speed of light to be a correct average, that would mean half of the people would have to be doing faster than the speed of light.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's crazy.
Okay.
Question 8. What material are most modern condoms made of? Nico?
Latex.
Correct.
Damn
I was
it.
gonna be so upset. I was fucking mashing my phone. It wasn't buzzing in.
Huh.
Question 9. This is gonna be you guys DMing me answers yet again. What is the average number of sexual partners for Americans?
Oh no.
This is gonna be men and women combined. So Nico said 5, Jackson said 6, and Dylan said 22.
That's so high.
Jackson got it correct. The answer is 7.
You fucker.
Let's go.
Can't be stopped.
And you guys are going to be DMing me yet again. What year did No Nut November start? We are basing this off of when an Urban Dictionary entry for No Nut November was first logged.
Huh.
Sure, let's go with this.
Is pretty much a shot in the dark for me. Wait, was it sooner than that?
So Dylan said 2011, Jackson said 2016, Nico said 2017, and Dylan gets it correct right on the dot. It is 2011.
That's so early. What?
2016 is definitely when it like entered the much wider cultural consciousness though.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember hearing this shit going into high school, so I just kind of based it around that.
You were not in high school in 2011.
I was about to be in high school.
Yeah, he was probably going into it there.
2011 was
What?
my 8th grade year. I'm a year ahead of you guys. I'm a year ahead of you guys.
Oh, wait, we did start high school in fucking 2013. I'm getting the dates mixed up here. It's been too long.
You're
Anyway,
pushing 30.
the final pity point question is going to go to Jackson.
Let's fucking go!
I wasn't expecting that.
I know, this one, this is one of our closer quizzes ever. Jackson, you got 30 seconds. Name as many kinds of contraception as possible. Ready, go.
IUD, condom, fucking the pills, the woman pills, vasectomy, getting your fucking, I assume there's some sort of thing with women, castration.
Oh my god.
Like a bear trap in the coochie.
I'm gonna call it there. I'll go ahead and give you 4 points for that one.
Let's go. Would you have accepted abstinence?
Sure.
What do you mean, sure? That's the old... Yeah, never mind.
That's the ultimate flavor of contraception. Lol.
Shut the fuck up.
Final question, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and DM each of you the number of points you have. Go ahead and tell me how many you want to wager.
What style of question is this one going to be? Is it going to be like multiple choice? Will we be...
This one's gonna be multiple choice.
Okay. That's less points than I thought I had. That makes it pretty tough. Shit.
Okay, the wagers are all in. So for your final question, and we can actually, you can just DM me your answer.
Oh, okay.
Historically, what percentage of adults successfully reproduced? In this case, we're defining that as they had a child that made it to adulthood. Is the answer A, 30 to 50%, B, 50 to 70%, C, 70 to 90%, or D, 90 to 100%?
Could you say the question one more time?
Historically, what percentage of adults successfully reproduced?
And can you also give us the options again?
A, 30 to 50%, B, 50 to 70%, C, 70 to 90%, or D, 90 to 100%? Alright, so Nico said A, 30 to 50%, Jackson and Dylan both said C, 70 to 90%. Let me do some quick maths.
Oh no.
Oh god.
It's happening.
I'm on edge, boys. I have a feeling I got it wrong.
Don't say that,
I'm
man.
edging,
Believe,
boys.
believe, believe, believe!
Why are you asking for him to believe?
Yeah,
He's
you
the
want me to
opposition.
get it wrong. We didn't answer the same thing.
I want all of us to win equally. That way we all have fun.
We've never had a tie on one of these before.
I feel like
Okay,
we've
the
had
results are in. The correct answer was C,
Oh.
70 to
Oh.
90%.
I'm so fucked. God damn it. Oh no.
In last place, with 10 points,
Oh.
Nico.
Oh no. Oh no.
He pulled a Tanner and threw it all away at the very end.
I think it's the first time this
And-
happened in Guapish quiz history.
In first place, with 27.25 points, Dylan.
Let's fucking go!
Oh my
dude!
God.
Hell yeah!
Dylan taking the dub?
He took the dub. Unfortunately, Jackson wagered 0 points.
How many points was he at before the wager?
He had 19 before the wager, and you had 17.5. Yeah.
That's great. How many did Nico have?
I
going
had
into that?
25. Even if I wagered nothing, you would have beaten me.
Oh man.
Well, there you go. You did it, Dylan. Against all odds, you are the sex quiz master.
Dude, I am the sperm that made it to the egg in this quiz.
He sure is.
Speaking of sperm,
I can't wait to get our sperm on over on Guapish at the movies.
Guapish at the movies.
That ain't coming out of my allowance.
Jackson, what did we watch this week, man?
The Patreon pick, as requested by Mr. T on Patreon, thank you for the request, was the 2000 film Batman Beyond, Return of the Joker. And if you also want to get your movie into our queue, go to guapish.com/Patreon or patreon.com/Guapish for $1 a month, request a movie, and we'll get around to it, just like Mr. T's movie here. Let's say, Nico, you want to tell us about this one?
Sure, I guess I can. Why me?
Because I'm gonna have Tanner talk about the one we watched in theaters, I guess. I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Fair enough, man. So this movie, it's all about the fucking new age Batman. He's the sweet new kid on the block in the future. And an old villain has come and has shown his face once again. It's the Jongler, baby. He's back in action for some reason. And he's fucking killing Bruce Wayne almost. And then it turns out Damian Wayne, for some reason, not Damian Wayne, fucking, you know, the fucking Robin no one cares about, the Red Robin. He's also here, and he's technically the Joker for some reason.
Whoa! Fun fact. This is a long one, so pay attention, please.
Okay.
So this movie was made by the same animation studio as Akira. And as you may recall, there is also an orbital laser scene in Akira, which inspired the one in this movie. And in fact, the original animator behind the orbital laser scene in Akira, when he saw that there was an orbital laser scene in this movie, volunteered to take the scene over to try and top himself.
I was wondering why that particular scene looked so good in this film. Like, for the most part, the animation isn't like, you know, it's nothing to write home about at all, but during that scene, I even told Jackson, why is it weirdly good now?
I think the animation is actually pretty decent throughout this movie.
I will admit, I had the same thought process as Nico. I was wondering why the animation all of a sudden improved during that portion. Now that makes a lot more sense.
It does.
The explosions specifically are very good throughout for some reason.
Oh, you know.
I'll say that was a good fun fact, Tanner.
Radical.
As for our ranks, though, where are you putting it?
Is you supposed to be me?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm at an A.
Oh, Dylan, how about you?
I gave it a B-.
Oh, Jackson, how about you?
I'm at a flat C.
Yeah, I'm thinking C+ for this one. Right in between Jackson and Dylan there. Feels comfy.
I guess I'll kick us off since I'm the highest on this
As
one.
always, you
yeah.
fucking love these movies, man, and I just don't get it. It's like, I see Batman, I like Batman.
I have whimsy in my heart. Yeah, I just really like this movie. I thought the animation was solid. I like that it's really well paced. I thought the action was really good and had a nice solid sense of intensity throughout it. My only negative that really stood out to me is I thought the Joker performance was like weirdly subdued. I really wish Mark Hamill was hamming it up a bit more here.
Still does a pretty good Joker nonetheless, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I think his performance is pretty dang good. However, like, the whole fucking twist that, like, oh yeah, he's actually the Joker, we put a little fucking thing on him and now he's the Joker, is really stupid. I don't like that whatsoever.
I was kind
It
of
doesn't
whatever
really
about
bother me at all. Second fun fact, the pumpkin guy, yes, the voice actor was doing a Christopher Walken impression.
Yeah, sounds about right.
I do recall pointing that out several times throughout the movie. Cool. Glad I got that.
Why did you need to point it out multiple times?
I don't know, because I was trying to figure out why they would try to give this guy a Christopher Walken accent and not have it be Christopher Walken. That, quite frankly, confounded me. And was
It's because they thought it was funny.
I guess so.
And it was.
Yeah, this movie was fine. I'm kind of just lumping it in with the other DC animated films, and I think out of all the Batman variants, I guess you could say, of the DC universe, this one is probably my favorite variant of Batman, but I can't really speak on it any more than that because I'm obviously not a huge DC person. But yeah, I mean, I thought it was fine. The animation was fine, and I think the performances put on by all the voice actors was well done. And I liked the plot. It wasn't super wacky, and it was pretty straightforward and easy to follow. I agree with Nico. I think it was kind of weird that, you know, the Joker was just old Robin who was mentally disturbed and then isn't, but then somehow through decades of, you know, missing it, there's just a chip in his brain, and that somehow never got ruined except for the electric shock applied directly to it by the ring or whatever at the end.
And it can somehow just cause the Joker to possess his body.
Yeah.
Nico,
and
would you have preferred if it was just like a trauma brainwashing thing instead of the literal genetic possession?
Yeah, I don't like
I
that at
also
all.
agree with that.
I think that's fair enough, I guess.
And I may have been trying to science it up too much, but just based on what I know about the human brain, I know that if you're, like, gonna infect the subconscious mind that much for that long, especially with such a strong mental fortitude such as the Joker, you don't just revert from being the Joker after that. That's not how that works, which is why the brainwashing thing would have made more sense. Alas, it didn't happen, but yeah, other than that, I thought it was fine.
Speaking of the trauma, though, that whole scene where fucking Joker and a Harley end up abducting young Robin and, like, torturing him and shit like that, all of that was very well done. I enjoyed the flashback portion of the movie, so much so that when we were watching this film, I was like, oh yeah, of course, I've seen this one. I remember watching it as a kid, but the more it went on, I was like, I don't remember any of this happening. I'm pretty sure it, like, opened with, like, this whole thing of, like, one of the Robins getting abducted and shit, and that happens, like, midway through the film. Like, I guess it's just the only part I paid attention to as a kid.
That's funny.
Genuinely is all I remembered. And I can see why. It was pretty solid. Like, even though their depiction of, like, the future, like this futuristic version of Gotham, I just don't really like. It's very sterile. It doesn't really seem to do anything in particular. It's very different from, like, basically any other futuristic setting. It's very generic, which is a shame for, like, a city like Gotham, which is, like, you know, very famously, it's got a whole lot of character in and of itself to it. So, yeah, I just really didn't like what they ended up doing with that. It made things feel a bit too plain for me.
Anyways, I guess I can talk now. I found an opening. Yeah, I found this movie boring as rocks for the most part. I think the really only saving grace for me here is just I do agree with Nico. I think the time travel scene is well done. I don't like the way they handle Robin being the Joker. I think that was a big misstep. I think just the general idea behind the plot's kind of stupid. I don't like the way Batman and fucking like Batgirl even like handle the situation with the Joker. It just seems kind of stupid and misguided to me. And yeah, I also hard agree with Nico. I think Gotham in and of itself, and a lot of Batman stuff I've seen, is like a character, just because of how, how like fleshed out it normally is, and how, I guess, iconic the setting is, generally speaking. And it's just like, we're in some generic fucking sci-fi future. It's like, who gives a fuck? Even like some of the aesthetics, like the club, in concept, I guess, it's futuristic-y, but really it's just like a big open space. It's just kind of boring, honestly. I basically nothing to really say about it. It's just some boring fucking superhero movie.
But at the very least, like those clown henchmen women, like the twins, they were pretty sweet. I like them a lot. They were a real saving grace for this film.
I don't get the power level of the Joker either, man. There's some suspension of disbelief, I guess you could say, that is just not working on me.
He's incredibly smart, man, and devious.
And really strong, apparently.
Tanner, do you have much to retort with anything we've said thus far?
No, not really.
Okay.
I mean, what am I supposed to say to, Jackson thought was boring? That's totally fair.
But you thought it was exciting from start to finish. You thought it was a fantastic film.
Yeah.
So why is that, man? Why is that?
I don't know what you mean by that. I just was excited by the happenings in the movie. I liked the action scenes. The explosions were fun. I was invested in the plot. If Jackson didn't get invested in the plot, that's a bummer. I wish he had my experience with the movie.
That's how I feel with, like, every movie.
I do think it's funny Dylan's talking about, like, he remembers this being his favorite iteration of Batman or whatever, but he doesn't have any specifics as to why. And I genuinely, for some reason, have the exact same experience. I remember, I don't know what channel I watched this on, but I just thought this design as a child was very cool. And I was like, this is my favorite Batman ever. But, I have no recollection of any of this. Like, I have, when I first was starting watching this movie, I was like, what the fuck is even going on? I didn't realize it was a futuristic setting until they whipped out laser guns or some shit. I was very confused.
That's fun. I mean, yeah, the Batman Beyond design is pretty sweet. Terry McGinnis as a character is fine. I don't have a strong connection to him one way or the other.
And I guess none of us
really...
What's
up with that poster?
What's that, Jackson?
What's up with that poster? Why does the Joker look like that?
Why is he green, you mean?
Yeah, the poster for the movie. I don't know. It could just... I assume maybe they had, since it was a Japanese animation studio, they had a Japanese artist do the poster too. And I feel like I've pretty frequently seen they do weird stuff like that.
Has Joker been green in any iteration of Batman?
No, I don't think so.
Crazy.
Anyways, it lands at a B- overall.
Oh, were any of us going to change our ranks here?
No.
No, I'm going to stick with my A.
Coward.
B- overall.
Let's go.
The next movie we watched this week was Dylan's pick, that being the 2001 war history film Black Hawk Down.
Yeah, so Black Hawk Down is a true story about our U.S. Army going into the Bukhara market or whatever. They're trying to, capture this general guy. They end up going in to do so, and then they end up, shit starts hitting the fan, and then one of the helicopters goes down, and then another helicopter goes down, and then everything goes into shambles, and people are dying, and it's just a real bloody shit show from, midway to the end, and then they eventually get everybody out and retrieve the one guy who got kidnapped, and then, it ends.
Quick, Dylan, what country was this set in?
Somalia.
Oh, okay. Fun fact, the dogs throughout the film were actual strays that he just decided to leave in the shots.
Okay.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Bad fun fact, though. I'm not a huge fan of that one.
Aww.
Okay.
I'll kick us off. I'm at a B+.
Oh, okay, cool. I was also at a B+.
Tanner?
I am in between a B+ and an A-.
You guys are gonna think I'm fucking crazy. I gave this movie an S.
Honestly, Dylan, I can kind of see it. I certainly have my gripes with this film, but this movie also does a lot of things very well for me. I had mentioned live Jackson reaction. I was like halfway through the movie or something. I don't know, first hour maybe. But genuinely, this like it's been a while since I've had a movie where I was like genuinely fucking stressed and kind of uncomfortable watching it. Maybe a self-report that I'm a big fucking pussy, I don't know, but like genuinely this movie made me very uncomfortable because it just felt so fucking real. Like just from like the second they touched down, all the foreshadowing with how badly this operation is going to go prior to them actually doing it, and then just like how visceral everything feels. You know, somebody getting a RPG rocket launched into their chest, somebody's fucking finger being blown off. You know, even just like minor things like there's a helicopter above just going ham with a machine gun, all the hot casings are like falling down into people and like burning their skin and shit. It just was a very immersive feeling film for me, but the real thing that's dragging it down is its pacing. For one, there's a lot of scenes where it's kind of just like gunfire that's not particularly easy to follow. And it's a war documentary, so like I didn't really feel like particularly attached to like any one character. It's mostly just about the events, which I don't know. It's just not my cup of tea, I suppose. But I do think this movie does a lot well, and with some minor adjustments, honestly, I could see myself ranking this much higher.
Yeah, exactly. Like a big issue with this film is that we have a lot of characters to follow, and so we don't get a ton of characterization for most of them. They just kind of die and they end up being just kind of these grunts who fall to the Somalis here in the film, which is sad. It's unfortunate, but at the same time, it's like, well, you know, I'm not particularly attached to any of them. And just like, this isn't going to sound very fair whatsoever, but it's like, this is a war movie, so of course it's going to be very horrific, but like, it just feels like too low-hanging fruit. It's too easy to make a war movie feel horrific for me. It needs to do something really special in order to like set it apart from the others. And this one just unfortunately didn't really do that.
Oh yeah, one other thing that I forgot to mention that kind of dragged it down for me too is that some of the effects just weren't particularly good.
Oh yeah,
I wouldn't say. It's got some rough scenes that genuinely just, you know, kind of ripped me out of my immersive state. They have a lot of like annoying shaky cam shit with explosions and stuff that happen pretty frequently. And, you know, it just doesn't land particularly well. But I think for the most part, I think the movie looks pretty good for the time.
Tanner?
Yeah, I agree with a lot that you guys have been saying. I think it has a really great sense of like gritty realism. The stakes feel really high. Like the whole time I'm watching the movie, I'm like, because like, you know, obviously I've heard of this event, but I didn't really know it intimately. And so I'm watching, I'm watching it and I'm like, how the fuck do they get out of this? I agree with some of the special effects. I think the practical effects, generally speaking, look really good, and a lot of the like very real explosions and destruction in here looks great. My negatives are this is an editing thing. It has these weird like freeze frames during action scenes here and there that I thought didn't work very well. And kind of adding on to one of Nico's complaints. You know, call me a racist if you want. It's just like I have a really hard time telling apart all of these very similar looking clean-shaven white men. I just have a hard time telling who's who from scene to scene.
Facts.
Ain't it the truth?
Also, the Somalis couldn't tell them apart either.
Yeah.
All valid points.
Yeah. One moment in the movie it's like kind of funny, but also like, you know, engaging or whatever, was those two like LMG gunners that just got fucking forgotten about and they have to, you know, trek their way back to the whole group or whatever.
Oh yeah.
That part's so fucked up though, man. It's like they're like a comedy sketch, and then and then, you know, once they finally meet up with their people, they just get fucked on, and that's just, you know, it's just so rude.
It's really unfortunate.
Yeah, they would have been better off staying where they were.
Well,
Real,
I don't know about that.
The one moment that got me to genuinely laugh in this movie involved them, and it's when they run across the third guy, and you know, they shoot at him, and then they realize they're friendlies, and they say, come over to us, and he says, fuck you, come over to me. That got me to laugh pretty good.
Understandable.
Well, Dylan, what'd you love about this film so much?
Yeah, I was immersed as fuck in this movie. I agree, a lot of the practical effects, just everything that was happening got me. I don't know if I had a moment where I was pulled out of the immersion. The thing with me in this movie is I wasn't necessarily focused on any one character, because in these kinds of settings, it's about the team and the group. And what they really captured in this movie is how one small thing could lead to a spiraling cacophony of chaos and nonsense. And how even the most perfectly planned missions, I guess you could say, can go horribly wrong with just one action. And like one of the characters, the captain at the very end, the guy who was appointed as the captain, the leader of Delta Squad, said at the very end, he's like, none of this would have happened if Blackburn wouldn't have fallen out of the helicopter. And while that may or may not be necessarily true, it kind of just points to the fact of you can't control what happens, and that's another line from this movie. You can't control what happens, and just like I guess you could say as a metaphorical piece in this is while the convoy is driving around through the city, like, yeah, they're heavily armored Humvees with bulletproof windshields and like 50 cals mounted on the top, but even those can only take so much damage, and like it just like the time of warfare is worn on those Jeeps, and the same goes for the American soldiers. And like I thought a really cool thing with it was like they were returning people back to base, but then they were heading back out, and it was like, I'm not gonna fucking lie, I cried like a little bitch in this movie, just because maybe it was patriotism, I don't know, but it was the idea of no man left behind. And, you know, they're in this to run the missions together, and they're willing to sacrifice themselves to save their fellow man and bring everybody they can possibly back. And, you know, and like I said, the character pieces weren't necessarily important to me in this movie, just because there wasn't a focus on anyone particular. And I know you guys are probably thinking that's exactly what we're saying. That part just doesn't affect me, though. And I just think that the way that everything is portrayed in this movie just felt, Jackson said it earlier, it just felt super real. And just, I don't know, maybe just a sense of pride. And like a question that came up during the movie too, it's like, the people ask me why I do this, they ask me if I'm some kind of war junkie. And I think his reply was something like, oh, they just wouldn't understand. For some reason, there's just a lot of dialogue and like symbolism in this movie that really hit a chord with me, and I literally probably can only chalk it up to patriotism, and I may have let this be a little too real, because, I mean, to be fair, this movie's based on something that happened in real life, and I guess it just reminded me of, like, this shit happens in real life, it's probably, not to the scale, but happening currently in real life, and I don't know, it's just a sense of pride in the country or something, and by the country, I mean our country, obviously, but, yeah, that's...
Going back to just the, like, the focus on people, the one thing that I forgot to mention specifically with that is this movie focuses on a lot of different groups of people, like, you know, the people that are defending the Black Hawk, or the people in the Humvees, or things. And because everyone's, like, they don't focus a crazy amount on, like, specific people, or they'll, you know, they're a bunch of, like, generic, like, looking white dudes. It's hard to, like, it's easy to get things, like, mixed up. It's obviously, maybe it's to the benefit of the movie, because it is a very chaotic situation, but, like, genuinely, it's just kind of hard to follow what the fuck's going on, which hurt a little bit for me as well.
I do think something, maybe not funny in the literal aspect, but there's that one, like, sergeant guy. I don't remember his rank and position, but, the sergeant guy who's in the Humvee convoy the whole time, and he's the only guy walking around everywhere, basically, like, never wearing a helmet, and there's bullets flying past, and he's just not flinching or reacting to any of it. I'm curious if that's how his character was in real life, but, like, I just thought that was so... it was badass in a funny way. I like, this guy, I don't know if he just didn't care if he died or not, but he had a very stoic personality.
I like to imagine they're just interviewing people that were specifically in this event so they get an accurate retelling of it, and he was just embellishing the fuck out of his part in it to make it feel like the badass in the movie.
I wouldn't doubt it, but, like, these people exist too, so it's hard to say.
I looked into what people have said about how accurate this movie is. Broad strokes, it's fairly accurate in how the event plays out.
Yeah.
I'm sure you guys can tell, like, obviously there is a massive amount of context missing over why we're invading Somalia. Which, you know, people complain about or whatever. What I read from, like, veterans and ones who were there is they were like, if nothing else, it broadly captures the chaos of combat pretty well, which
yeah,
I think we'd all agree with there.
Yeah.
Not that we've been in combat, but
It was ridiculous, all the shit that was going on.
honestly, I thought this movie would have resonated more with Tanner. I'm shocked that I am that much higher in this movie than Tanner is.
You know, I guess that just really goes to show that you're a bigger patriot than he is.
Damn.
One other benefit, I guess, is I think this is a pretty well-shot movie for the most part. It's a competently made movie at the end of the day, and they do a good job of, like, framing where soldiers are, where enemies are, like, all these, like, long, narrow shots of, like, corridors and stuff, and it makes it feel very cramped and up close, but also you have that realism about, like, they show you all the time, there's skinnies on the roof or in the random walls and stuff, so, like, regardless of it, like, seeming like a safe area, you always feel like the people you're watching are in, like, grave danger, and they are, so it does a good job of that too. And another thing is that they really do also just, like, have a lot of small, cool moments, I think, that they don't linger on a ton. Like, for example, one of them, there's, like, a guy that was hiding out in a building, and there's a couple of, you know, of the enemy militia that are, like, camping out the door, and he, like, opens up the door, and one of the kids fucking, like, guns down a guy,
Oh, yeah.
and starts freaking out about it, and the guy just dips and doesn't kill the kid. Or, like, moments where, you know, the woman is, like, running away, and then she takes up a gun, and the guy's like, I don't want to fucking kill her, but, you know, he has to because she just took up a gun. There's, like, a ton of just, like, tiny little moments like that where they show, like, the humanity of the other side, maybe. And I appreciate that, you know, they don't draw a crazy amount of attention, not trying to, like, virtue signal or anything, but it's just the small moments that, like, add up to make a better message.
Yeah, I think that's probably another thing I appreciated about this movie. It's, like, not an over-embellishment of violence where, yeah, they're in war times, but, like, we're only taking action and seizing violence when it is begot. And that's shown in the exact scenes that you were just talking about, and that actually was a big point for me as well. It just goes to show, like, when the right thing is trying to be done, it's, you know, held in the forefront of people's minds, even in times like this, when tension and stress is high as hell, and you can't think straight.
I'm curious if you guys would agree with me here. I think despite this, you know, obviously being, like, sort of a pro-military propaganda movie, I think it actually is kind of more effective in being anti-war than explicitly anti-war movies, just because, like, you go into it and you're like, okay, this is supposed to be, like, propaganda to get you to support the military, and it still seems like this fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
it
is funny, that dichotomy of, like, the first, like, 30 minutes kind of get you into the vibe of, like, maybe, like, you know, this is kind of cool, they're all hyped up about it, and then the second they land, you're being like, wow, this is fucking terrible. Holy shit.
Yeah, no, it like we've alluded to, this movie does a really good job of capturing the chaos of war and everything that happens, and just how quickly chaos can just spark.
Just how quickly Black Hawk can down.
Damn, he's right.
I think I'm gonna go with the higher of my two ranks at A-.
Let's go. My patriotism has influenced him. I'm gonna keep my S.
I'm chilling in my B+.
I could see myself raising this in the future, but right now I'm going to stick at a B+, and that lands it at a solid A.
Whoa.
Okay.
And of course, speaking of A-tier movies, we've got my pick this week, that being the 1998 horror movie Milo, which is about some guy that was aborted, and his name's Milo, and his dad brought him back to life, and then he starts trying to kill some girls he was friends with way back in the day.
Friends.
Fun fact, this movie released the same day as Metal Gear Solid.
Bad fun fact.
You might be shocked to learn there wasn't really anything on this movie for me to grab, so I'm sorry.
All right, guys, before we go into it, I did pick this movie specifically for a reason. Did any of you guys piece together why that would be?
I was wanting to ask you. I could not for the life of me figure out why that is.
Sounds like nobody figured it out.
Yeah, no.
I didn't realize we were being tested
No, I mean, I'd said specifically that I picked this for a reason, but I didn't imagine any of you guys would actually have gotten it. It's the dumbest reason of all time, too. I was just looking for bad movies to throw onto my list because I need bad movies for my list. And we were talking about the Asian girl elf in The Santa Claus. And this is just some random movie that she was also in.
Oh, okay.
That's why I picked Milo. She was the fucking Asian girl in the, in the fucking past moments.
I was gonna say the one that died, like, immediately.
Yeah, she was the one that
funny.
got killed in the lab.
That's very
Fun fact, Mila Kunis is also in this movie, but she's uncredited.
Who's that?
I was gonna say, I thought
worry
that I
about it.
recognized her.
Okay.
Well, you did, buddy. You did. She was the elf in Santa Claus.
Yeah. You know what? That's a better fun fact, Tanner.
In retrospect, yeah, the problem is, like, when I read it, they phrase it as, this is the first on-screen appearance of Mila Kunis. And I'm like, that's not correct.
What is correct?
It was Santa with Muscles.
Oh, yeah, that's right. She was in that, wasn't she? All right, I'm gonna
Been in
be
2 Santa movies.
I'm gonna be giving this film like a D-. I'm thinking.
Huh.
I'm at an F+.
Dylan, where are you at?
Damn. I thought I was average in the pack. I gave it a C-.
Funnily enough, I'm also at a C-.
Why are you two so high on it? This is nothing.
I don't know.
Nothing is the best way to describe it.
That's really where it comes down to, like, how you rate movies. I don't know if I it's got a plot. I don't think it's, like, poorly acted or anything at some point. It's got some bad moments, but I think for the most part it's whatever. To me, it's just like a boring whatever horror movie that didn't really leave a crazy impression, good or bad.
Yeah, the only positive thing I can say for this is that, like, I don't even know if I'd go this far. I said interesting premise. I think it has an interesting idea that could be fleshed out into a better premise, maybe. But, yeah, this movie has really weird editing. The music and the acting is bad. It's not scary at all anywhere. Like, they don't even have the competency to put in jump scares. And it's boring. It's just so boring.
I
Jackson,
have watched worse. That's my only justification.
are you saying that this film is on par with Sky High?
Yeah, I guess so.
Is this movie better than The Village?
I guess so.
That's fucking crazy.
The Village. Hold
You're
on.
a
Isn't that the one
psycho.
with, like, the deer fucking
No, you're thinking of The
demon or
Ritual.
whatever? Which one's the Village was like the... What the fuck is that guy's name?
M. Night Shyamalan.
This is
Yeah, that
what's
guy.
so rough about rating 500 movies on the same scale. As I've talked about this before, of, like, the concept of, like, islands with my voting, where I think I've told you guys before, I am looking at my my ranks from, like, just the last 3 from a specific tier that I rated. So, like, if I'm not looking that far back, so I'm just like, if this seems like it fits more with these 3 than those 3 kind of thing.
That's kind of what I do. I group it into... Mine's more along the lines of what would I much rather watch. That's like my ultimate end-all be-all for most of these. To be honest, I had this movie higher originally, and I thought about it. It's been bothering me all week, and I just recently changed it to C-, and that felt more right. But it's just like... Because, like, in terms of quality and, like, plot and watchability, this movie was... okay. It didn't do anything crazy. I agree it wasn't scary.
It didn't do anything. That's the problem.
Okay, well, that's your opinion. Let me finish mine, and then you can go. I agree with Tanner. I had the thought that if somebody were to come along and find this movie and maybe flesh it out a little more, I think this concept could be a lot better. I think the way in which the plot was executed was not very well done, to be completely honest. I think giving the kid a man voice and having it poorly adapted over the movie was not great.
You have given 0 positives so far.
But, like, at the end of the day, I don't think it's offensively bad, but I don't think it's good enough to rank it any higher than that, and I put it in C- because that's about the vibe I'm getting with the rest of the movies in C-, and it really doesn't go any further than that.
Anyways, are we on to the overall ranks here?
I guess so.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with an F+.
Yeah, this is a D- for sure.
Yeah.
You know what? I'll drop it to a D+.
There we go.
Damn it, Jackson, you succumbed to their witchcraft. I don't know if I can drop it into D+. Oh wait, that's the same tier as Sky High?
Dylan, are you saying that this film is on par with Gurren Lagann the movie?
Gurren Lagann was fucking chaotic as hell, and I didn't know what was going on. Is that what I ranked it?
Yes.
Damn, I didn't see that. Whatever, fine. Jackson, be funny and put it in D+ for me.
Okay. Do 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 boop 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 do 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 boop do.
Coding
Hold on.
noises.
D overall. How exciting.
Yay.
Whoa.
Holy smokes.
And of course, we've got our last movie this week, which was also a D tier movie, that being the 2025 film Weapons, which we all went and saw in theaters. Tanner, tell us about it.
Weapons is the story where at 2:17 a.m., the entire class of Mrs. Whoever the fucks, a bunch of kids run out of their houses at night and they're doing a Naruto pose and they're missing and we have to figure out why and how the kids are missing. The end. Fun fact. What the fuck does this say? Oh, that running posture the kids do was inspired by that famous Vietnam War photo of the girl that got lit on fire.
Oh my god.
Oh, that sounds like some whitest kids you know shit.
What?
I don't know.
Sad fun fact.
Not
Okay.
bad, not good.
It's that-
New category unlocked.
Yeah, Dylan, where are you putting this one?
Golly, man, I am not sure about this rank, but I'll give it a B, I guess.
That's so much higher than I thought you were gonna give it. Holy shit.
I'm not sure where I want to put this, dude. It's so confusing.
I'll give it an A-.
I'm also at an A-.
Damn.
I am also at a B.
Let's go. Tanner, my goat.
Mm-hmm.
Two wolves.
So my big problem with this film is, it just, if I had to describe this with, an aesthetic label, I would say millennial cringe slop. It's just the sense of humor and the style of it and whatever it's just very like Rick and Morty, you know? Like a specific example I'll give is like, with the jokes, quote unquote, in this movie, 3 of them are literally just a character saying fuck, and that's the whole joke. And one of the jokes is literally someone saying, "Do you have AIDS?" And I'm like, Christ, dude, it's just so embarrassing. And even with that ending too, the whole like, oh, over the top, like gory, bloody thing, like that's so millennial cringe to me as well. And it's an enjoyable scene, sure, but unfortunately, I'm also watching it and just thinking in my mind, the biggest retards on the planet are eating this shit up, and it makes me enjoy it less.
Dude, Tanner, just a quick temperature check, I guess you could call it. In your viewing, how many people in your theater were laughing at the movie at any interval?
I guess everyone.
Okay, just wanted to check.
They were
'cause
they were laughing at the parts that were meant to be laughed at.
I wasn't paying enough attention to know if it was parts that were supposed to be laughed at, but I do recall thinking that there was too much laughing for a horror movie, and I thought that was not good.
It's pretty normal for horror movies to also have comedy elements in them. It helps to
That's
it helps to
crazy.
ease the tension to get you ready for the future scares.
Dude,
Yeah.
I just think that this movie had a tonal problem.
No, I disagree. I didn't like the tone, but I don't think it was a tonal problem per
The
se.
tone was a little too millennial for the guy. It's a little too bisexual
exactly.
millennial with autism for him.
Yeah, that is what I just said, but my other big negative is our main girl character. She's so fucking annoying. I hate her so much.
I wouldn't go as far as to say she's annoying. She's a bad person. I would say she's annoying.
True.
I disagree.
Bad people are annoying.
I'll throw out my positives. Josh Brolin is great in this. I loved his character. I think the premise is pretty solid. And all of the technical stuff on, how you make a movie look and sound good and whatever, that's all really solid here. It's a well-made film.
I agree with that. I don't like how they didn't explain how the witch worked. They were just like, yeah, she has powers and it varies for some reason. And then also for some reason,
It seemed pretty straightforward to me.
And also, like how into the minutia do you want them to get with the explanation? Like, you definitely don't want to over-explain your horror characters.
I don't want it, I'm not saying, it just didn't feel like, the premise of her power was like, you get something personal of theirs, she gets her blood on a stick, and she breaks the stick, and then it just kinda, why, I can't
what
even
else
remember
is there
the
to
details
understand? It's like voodoo doll rules.
I'm trying to remember, I had more details, I don't remember enough about the movie to even formulate this argument anymore, so I don't even know why I'm trying, but...
Okay.
Let me go into a criticism that's not bad, that being that this movie utilizes a lot of jump scares, and I think that's lazy. Anyways, go on.
I think there was a funny editing moment where the kid stepped over the salt line at the end, and then it did that weird camera zoom on the parents, and they definitely should have caught him, but for some reason he made it all the way down the hallway. It was a weird edit portion of the movie. Also, one part that was... I don't know how I felt about this part, but at the very end where it's like the dude and the woman in the house, and the crackhead guy keeps like getting up and attacking the guy, and he keeps throwing him off. That's the one portion that everybody kept laughing at. I'm like, this part just feels stupid. I don't like it very much.
It was a little silly
sense.
slapstick, Dylan.
It was dumb.
It was being a little silly.
I agree, it was dumb. Here's something that's not necessarily a positive or a negative. I'm not totally sure how I feel about it. They have a lot of, I don't know that I'll say, okay, I know what word I want to use, misdirections as to what the, like, threat in the movie is. Like, parasites get mentioned pretty frequently. They have, the fucking AR-15 in the guy's dream.
I was just about to bring that up. Do any of you know what the fucking deal with that was? Was it just to show that these are weapons? Is it that straightforward?
In a director interview, he just said he thought it looks cool and it didn't really mean anything.
Oh, awesome. Well, my interpretation is that, like, the kids are bullets, you know, you basically tell them what to do, and then they just go straight line.
The house is
like
the
a bullet
gun.
to their target. No, I was gonna say that they have 217 with the gun, so I was thinking the implication was like 217 is like the gun itself, because that's the thing that shot the kids at like the time they left, you know.
I think I prefer the house as the gun.
I don't think that makes any sense. I actually understand.
What do you mean it doesn't make any sense? Where do you put the bullets, Dylan?
I don't think the house is the gun. I know, because then they're all no.
Are you saying the witch's house or each individual kid's house?
No, the witch's house. The witch's house is the gun.
Well, that doesn't make sense because the kids never leave there.
Yeah, but presumably they would at some point.
I think it makes sense if you say the kid's own house fired them at the witch's house.
You know, maybe the gun doesn't mean anything.
It doesn't mean it. He explicitly said that.
I was about to say, I was very confused as to why there was a gun in the dream. I didn't know what that was supposed to be.
One thing that potentially turns the misdirects into a negative instead of just a neutral for me is the fact that, like, I feel like they're kind of undercut by writing witch on the car, which, like, I'm sure for a lot of people doesn't necessarily give it away immediately, but for me, I went into the movie being like, okay, it's either demons, witches, or aliens, and then I saw them write witch on the car, I'm like, okay, it's witches.
Yeah, I was about to say, I didn't say this to Nico or Jackson, but I definitely did think that writing witch on her car was a little too on the nose that early on in the movie. One thing I kind of like about the edit in this movie, that some other movies do, is partial overlap where they tell the story from different perspectives to fill in the blanks. I almost feel like this movie did the overlapping a little bit too much, and I felt like it was maybe just a little bit too long in some portions, and just I think I ended up saying like about a halfway to 2/3 way into this movie or whatever, or like the second and third chapters, I guess you could say, of this movie, I completely forgot that we were searching for kidnapped missing children. And then I'm just gonna hop around schizophrenically here. At the ending, I didn't enjoy the ending particularly too much. I thought I also just don't handle gore very well, so that's a big portion of it. But at the end of the day, it's literally just children ripping apart an elderly... I mean, I get she's a witch, but you get children ripping apart an elderly woman slowly in somebody's yard. I think that's horrific. And that's probably the scariest thing that happened all movie, quite frankly.
It is a horror movie.
Well, you know, regardless. But, yeah, I agree with the main character woman is a bad person. She does shitty things. I don't know if the tone was supposed to be we weren't supposed to like her. Because usually in these kinds of situations where an entire town hates her, there's supposed to be, like, redeeming things that the audience sees that are like, no, she's actually a good person. They weren't doing that here.
Well, she did find the kids.
I mean, technically, kind of. It was a culmination of hints and shit.
Yeah, exactly, man. And, like, pretty much all the characters in this film are flawed. Like, none of them are really, like, strictly amazing people or anything like that. Which, that's fun at the very least. Well, except, like, the dad, I guess, doesn't really do anything that bad. Maybe he shouldn't, like, write fucking witch and, like, harass this woman and shit like that, but, he's in a bit of a tender state, so I'll give him a bit of a pass there.
Maybe this is too much of a lingering thought for me, but my weird thing is, why is the town so adamant that she is the reason? Like, I get it, it's like high emotional state, it's only her classroom.
Yeah, he just named everything. That's why.
It's generally just because people want an easy solution to their problems, and she is that easy solution to their problem.
It just, yeah, I mean, I guess, to me, it was really weird that the entire town was so fucking angry with her, but, like, at the end of the day, there's the one kid that's left. So, like, and, like, I was kind of thinking, what did she have to gain from this entire class of students missing? And they're like, oh, well, she's got history of doing bad things. I just think the evidence stacked against her was weird and out of place.
I mean, it was only really the principal talking about, like, the history, which, by the way, the history was she hugged a kid and she drove one to school as well, which, by the way, I don't know about you guys, but both those things happened to me as a kid. Like,
yeah, I didn't think that was
they were
particularly
weird.
bad.
Shit, Nico was molested.
No.
But, like, also, I think, like, the idea of, like, DUI came up as well, and it's like, I guess, but, like, why does... That just feels like such an escalating jump to go from that to, like, making an entire classroom of children disappear at 2:17 a.m. Like, that's fucking weird.
I think you also maybe are leaning into the propaganda that this teacher is trying to portray to you as well, because we only really see, like, one guy really fucking with her. Like, obviously there's the assembly where people are pretty mad at her, but, like, after that moment, like, nobody fucking does anything except for just that, like, one guy.
Yeah, I mean, I guess maybe that is the idea, because she just really makes it seem like the whole town is out to get her from the beginning of the movie, and maybe she's just playing the victim here, and I fell for it.
Yeah, which is exactly what the cop is, like, saying to her when they're in the bar.
Yeah.
Well, like, by the way, going into this film, I had, quote-unquote, gotten it spoiled for me. I heard some things about it. For example, what I heard was that the teacher, she was actually the witch for real. Like, yeah, she actually did just, like, kidnap all the kids. As well as, like, I knew that, like, fucking the kids, like, tear her apart at the end. There was, like, some other thing that got spoiled for me that I don't think actually came to fruition. But yeah, that just wasn't true, and honestly, I kind of wish it was. I wasn't super satisfied that it was like, oh yeah, it's just like some crazy witch is the bad guy who did this.
Yeah, it just felt like there was no resolution for me. There was...
I wouldn't say that, but I just didn't like it.
The witch character just didn't feel like a character to me. It was just kind of whatever.
Yeah, I'm not crazy about the ending either. It feels like it wraps up really quickly, for me, at least for me. It's a long feeling movie. I don't think the pacing's bad, but, like, once we get to the, this is another kind of tangential thought to the ending not sitting well for me, is that just, like, the whole, like, chapter of the kid, I don't know, man. I kind of am not a crazy fan of them just, like, giving away everything all at once. I would have liked there to be a bit more mystery of what's happening, because at a point I just kind of didn't really care. It just felt like I was watching an action movie more than anything.
Yeah, once we got to that point, it was like, oh yeah, well, they're just laying it all out here for us. This is exactly what happened.
Yeah, which it just felt strange to me.
Yeah, especially like, up to that point, the film was doing a really good job with, like, each character. It was like giving you, like, these little fucking cubes of meat to hang off of a little fishing pole, dragging you along, being like, oh, this is pretty neat, but, like, we're going to this other character now. Ooh, check this out. This is pretty cool. We're slowly giving you, drip feeding you what the plot is, but it's like, oh, okay, well, I guess we get it now.
Yeah, very strange. I mean, I guess it makes sense in the context of, like, it leading up to, like, I think it works for the ending it's going for, but I wasn't a crazy big fan of the ending, so alas. Some other random positives, like Nico said, I think this movie does a really good job of, like, building tension. It's a very nerve-wracking movie for a good part of the early parts, because you just don't really know what's going on. It's like that one scene where the teacher's, like, camping out in her car, and we see the mom of the kid that didn't get kidnapped come out with the scissors and, like, enter her car. Very well done. There's a lot of general shots like that, I would say. It's just, I can't even mention at the start, it's just a really competently made movie. The cinematography is great. I think everyone does a really good job with their acting. It's just a really well-made movie that just has some random hiccups for me.
Yeah, like during that scene with the woman and the scissors, it's like, oh, she's like walking all weird, that's fucking very creepy. And then she like walks right up to the fucking window, and then she just walks out of frame. It's like, oh. But then you hear open the back door, and everyone in the audience fucking gasped at that. It was fucking terrifying.
I gotta say, at least, maybe I'm the only one, because I have, more personal gripes, I guess, with this movie. Do we at least agree that, like, the final chase scene at the end of the movie was dumb?
Yeah.
I felt like it was unnecessary and stupid. Okay.
We weren't the target audience for it. I also think it was just stupid, but also I saw plenty of people say they thought it was fucking hilarious and added a lot to it. It just completely ruined my immersion at that point.
Yeah, I was gonna say, sure, it was funny, but, like, again, I guess you guys telling me that there's comedy in horror movies, okay. I don't watch horror movies to laugh. Quite frankly, I don't watch them really at all on purpose. But yeah, I think that entire last sequence ruined the tone of the movie at the very end. I think it didn't land well at the end of the day.
And it does end on a very strange note in that, like, fucking, we see, like, the dad who also got possessed somehow. I don't know how she possessed him so quickly, but he, like, immediately snaps out of it once the witch dies. But then, like, all the kids are just kind of standing there, and we get, like, the fucking epilogue where it's like, yeah, some of the kids, they started speaking again, but that little boy, his parents, they're just fucking out of it, so it's like, what?
Yeah.
Why is that?
That you reminded me of, like, another part. That was what I was talking about with, like, the ambiguity of her powers. Why was she just able to possess the dad so quickly and out of nowhere? Like, what's the line here?
I mean, presumably when she jump scared him, she got some hair or something off of him and she had a stick on her already.
I guess. And I think, I don't know if this is going to help you at all, Nico. The logic that I came out with as far as, like, why some of the kids were talking and some of them weren't, and I also have one other thing to say adjacent to this when I finish. I imagine that the reason the dad was coherent and the kids weren't is because I feel like it probably just has something to do with, like, the duration in which they were entranced by the witch's magic, I would imagine. The dad was probably only entranced for, like, half an hour, maybe, while the kids were entranced for, like, several weeks, assuming, and then the parents were even longer than that.
Here's a question kind of related to that. Mm-hmm. Why didn't the witch just possess the other kid?
Because I
think it's just because she genuinely, like, had actual use for him, and it would have been, like, she can't just make them act natural. They always act very unnatural.
Yeah.
And she just used him, like, if I guess she wanted to spend more of her time doing witchcraft bullshit and not go and buy soup in bulk, and it would have been weird if the kid, was fucking bugging buying the soup. Would have raised more questions. And I will say...
Sure.
Having the movie start with a child narrator was kind of strange and didn't land well.
Why
but
not?
Also ending it...
What's wrong with that?
It felt, I don't know, it just didn't feel full. It didn't feel complete. It felt off. But, like, also ending it with the child narration as well. And also the way that they just had him summarize, like, oh, these are the events that happened. It's like... okay, and then the movie ends. Maybe that's not what happened with you guys, but that's what it felt like to me. Like, they're like, oh yeah, so this happened. And then, like, some of these kids, and then, like, kind of just vaguely described what happened, and then it just ended. I was like, alright.
Yeah, no, it's a very strange complaint. I don't know what you're getting at with that.
It's supposed to be giving off the vibe of, like, an urban legend or something.
It didn't work on me. It wasn't super effective.
Another complaint that's not stupid, you guys remember that one, is, the dad immediately goes and attempts to triangulate where the kids were running to. And genuinely, when I saw them all running out, that was my immediate thought, is they could just attempt to triangulate where all the kids were running to based off of all the cameras that all the police have evidence for.
Right?
And who knows? Maybe the police did do that and they just didn't bring attention to it. But like, it just feels like such an incredibly obvious, especially because that would have solved the answer. That would have solved the mystery because they all ran directly towards their target. It just seems so insanely obvious, and they didn't do it, and it was some random side character that did it. I just found that weird. It's not a crazy thing, but I was like, it just seems kind of stupid.
Compound that with the fact that we find out somewhere in the middle of the movie that the feds are also investigating this, so it is very strange that nobody else thought to do that.
Well, I guess it's like, did they all run in a straight line is the thing? Because, like, in order to do that, they'd have to be, like, fucking bulldozing through people's houses and yards and shit.
They had no problem doing that at the end, but regardless, I think for the most part, Jackson's kind of onto something there where, yes, maybe, like, because when we got to the kid side of the story, they were, like, kind of convening on the street, but, like, at the initial, like, start of it, yes, they all bolted out of the houses in, like, a general direction that pointed towards a certain area, so I think
let's also
there's
just
validity
fucking
to
make
that.
it cut and dry here. The fucking dad had 2 data points, and he was able to solve the mystery with just that, so, you know, regardless of if they actually were truly running fully straight or not, it was a solution to the problem that wasn't solved.
That's fair. You know, police, they're infamously slow to work.
Why did the teacher get alcohol after being told to go straight home? And also, why would she want to be caught
'Cause she's an
buying
alcoholic.
alcohol? Wouldn't that...
She wanted to get fucked up.
I won't ever understand these things. I am a boy pure of heart.
The guy said that she always turns to alcohol in times like this, so we saw her turning to alcohol.
I thought the fiance of the cop guy showing up in the liquor store, I thought that was like an entity the witch had to try and kill her, and I thought it was very funny that it just turned out to be the person that the cop guy was like engaged with or dating or whatever.
That's another like random minor complaint is just like the whole cop character, like, I don't know, the whole fucking subplot of him cheating on his fiance is completely unnecessary, and there's some other random stuff like that in the movie.
Yeah, it was fruitless.
I do think the tweaker guy is funny. I think he acts very similarly to what I had expected tweaker to act like. Specifically, like, genuinely when I was watching this movie, it just felt like I was watching one of my homeless friends live on cinema, because he does the exact same shit. He's just constantly lying just to get money. And, you know, it felt very true to life, and I think he put on a good performance. I think he was funny and a good bit of brevity for the very, you know, tense moments that would happen prior.
Well, fellas, do we have...
Weapons.
Yeah, do we have much else to say about weapons?
I was gonna say, nitpicks aside, I think I'm good.
I think it's a good movie. I went in with high expectations, unfortunately, just because, you know, I can't ignore, like, the only reason I wanted to watch the movie is because everyone on Twitter specifically was just saying it was like the second coming of Christ for horror, and it was like reinventing the genre, and it was gonna be like a modern classic or whatever. I didn't get that. I think it's a good movie. I gave it an A-, but yeah, I don't think it's anything like stupendous. I am excited to see more from this guy.
Yeah.
From what I understand, his previous movie was similar
Barbarian.
it was similar in structure, but this is just like a better, like, more like fleshed out story. So like if he just keeps on this path, I could definitely see, like, I give it an A-. I like this movie a lot. I see a bright future with my boy from the Wise Kids, you know.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. This is another instance where the internet just way overhyped me. And you guys may be thinking to yourself, Tanner, this is literally the 4th movie this year you've allowed that to happen to you for. And to that, I just have to say, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me thrice, shame on us both. Fool me 4, please fool me no more.
Dude, just get off the internet, I guess.
I'm sticking to my A-.
I'm gonna
Likewise.
stick at my B.
I'll also stick at my B. I was neither here nor there on hype. I was just listening to Jackson.
And it lands at a B+ overall, right to the pile.
Wow. Dylan, I'm shocked you gave it as high of a rating as you did. You fucking hated this movie and were reaming on it when we left the theater.
I think hate is a strong word. I see the value in the production. It's just, there was...
I believe as we were leaving the theater, you said, so that movie was bad, right?
I had to think on it more, dude. I think it was a lot of minor things. I think I blew it out of proportion a little bit. It was fresh on the noggin.
Well, guys, for this week, I'm finally fucking picking the movie. It's been too long in the making. I'm picking Paprika.
There it is. I thought it was gonna be Tangerine or some shit. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. Clementine.
Okay, boys, you got it. Time to guess the friggin' theme.
Okay, so the obvious one here would be anti-heroes, but Tanner always goes one step beyond what you'd expect. So it's probably going to be something like heroes who don't die, like immortal superheroes, or superheroes who have similar looking masks. So we'll go with that one.
Yeah, masked vigilantes was something that like jumped out to me. But also, I am just going to say anti-hero because that seems like the obvious choice.
Dylan?
Yeah, I'm just gonna say anti-hero. I'm sure it's
Why would you pick the
pedantic
same thing
or
as
whatever.
Jackson? What's the point in doing that?
Because what the fuck else am I supposed... I also was thinking anti-hero. I don't... Why would I change my answer just because somebody else picked
Because
it?
that would give us less chance of being able to fucking pick a thing here.
Immortality, there.
Attaboy.
The answer was anti-hero. Congratulations, Jackson.
Fuck you.
What franchise movie do you want to watch?
Kill Bill.
Yeah, sure, I'll allow it.
I don't get the bit here.
What do you mean?
What's the deal with Kill Bill?
He wants to watch Kill Bill. I guess we never have explicitly said it because, you know, we were hoping you'd pick up on it a bit more subtly. Kill Bill is in two separate, like, it's a volume 1 and a volume 2, but they're basically one continuous story.
Okay.
He doesn't.
I'm excited. I'm fucking pumped.
You cut out for half of it as well. I'll hear it later.
I watched Kill Bill Volume 1 and 2 when I was in LA relatively recently, and it was pretty hype. I'm excited to get this shit on the board. Anyways, we've got our Patreon pick for the week. Thank you, Tutbot, for the request. We rolled your movie, Superbad, the 2007 film.
Wow. Looks like this is going to be a pretty fun week, guys. I'm looking forward to it, actually. It's been a while since we had just a week of bangers. Can't wait for Jackson to hate not Kill Bill, Superbad. Anyway, if you two would like to request a film just like Tutbot did, then Tanner's going to tell me you can do that.
Dude, it's your turn, actually.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah.
Why doesn't Jackson ever do it? It's fucking bullshit, man. Fuck you. Alright, so folks, if you would like to request a film just like our illustrious patron Tutbot did, then you can head on over to patreon.com/Guapish or guapish.com/Patreon, where for only a single dollar a month, just one measly little dollar, one tiny little schmeckle, you will get access to our pre-Guap pre-show, as well as early access to our episodes, Discord access so you can chat with us, tell us all about how you are a sex god, just like Dylan is. You can request movies and topics, just like Tutbot did, as well as you get 500 slime coins. That is not an NFT or like any sort of cryptocurrency. It's just something you can make little slimes with. But not only that, you also get your name shouted out at the end of every single episode, just like I'll do now. Thank you very much to GH, Slayed by J, Blake, Netagant, I Love Lesbians, Toperman Man, #ThingAboutTheJQ, Tutbot, Lucas Adet, Hunter, and Jacob Edwards. Thank you very much, guys. As always, I hope you enjoyed it. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, ring that bell, and we'll be seeing you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.